Ma'am, we've had a report that there's an issue with the water chip.
What kind of issue?
We need some spares to repair it. There's a junkyard not far from here where we can scavenge them.
Have you radioed Kate?
We've tried contacting her, but there's something blocking our signal.
Very well. Send the other guys.
Very well, Overseer. I'll send them.
Time to go to work.
So hello and welcome back finally to another game of Fallout Wasteland Warfare. We've got the Legends of Vault 76 versus some Scorched for this one. It's going to be played over 6 rounds because of one of the special abilities for the Scorched officer. So our survivors have to search all 5 tokens. I'm going to make that a free action, and once they've successfully secured it, they can escape off the map. The Scorched, well, they just have to stop them. So let's get started with round 1, shall we? So because our survivors are outnumbered, we're going to start off with them. Drifter's going to go first. He's going to roll for VATS. He gets no VATS for the first round, so he's going to take a couple of shots into that Scorched in front of him. That first one is a hit for 3 damage. Scorch manages to block 1 and takes 2 damage. The second shot, that's also a hit for 3 damage. Doesn't block any of it. So they're down for the count, but we'll see them again in round 2. The Responder's going to take 2 moves up the board. Our Sneaky Survivors next. They've also got no VATS for this round, so they're just going to take 2 moves and investigate that token. So nothing from the first investigation. Back over to the Scorched. He's going to take 2 shots into the Sneaky Survivor. That first one's a miss. And the second one's also a miss. Our raid leader's going to round out to the survivor moves. They've actually got 2 VATS for this first round. So they're going to move up the board. They're going to take a shot. That is a hit for 3 damage. And they take all the damage. Second shot. They also take all the damage from that, so that's another one of the Scorch down for the count. So for the final move, they're going to move into contact with second investigation and search it. They've got an item, and it's a Deathclaw control scrambler. That may prove useful in a future video, we'll just have to wait and see. So the first of our two asylum workers, they're going to take 2 moves. The Scorched officers, going to take a couple of shots. That first one's a hit for 3 damage. Our survivor blocks it, but their strong armour is now broken. And for the second shot, that's a miss. And to round off round 1, the other asylum worker with the gun is going to take a couple of shots down the board. That first one's a miss. Second shot's also miss, which I'm kind of glad for because that would have been an additional 2 damage. So we're going to kick off round 2 by looking at the event card. We have Helios 1, so the first long distance shot is going to be at -2 disadvantage, which may completely forget that for the rest of the round. So start off again with our survivors. The sneaky survivor is going to roll for VATS. He's got 2 for the second round. So he's going to take 2 moves and investigate. And once again, nothing in that investigation marker. And then he's going to charge. And he's going to do an attack. So that's a big old 4 damage. That damage bypasses the armour. So that's another one of the Scorch down for the count. The asylum worker with the axe is going to charge. That is a hit for 4 damage. And they take all of the damage. Raid leader's going to go next. They've got 1 VATS for this round, so they're going to use their combat knife to hit back. That is a hit for 2 damage. That's also hit for 2 damage, so that's another one down for the count. And for their final move, they're going to move and check that other investigation marker. So once again, they've got another item, and that's a sea captain's hat. So our officer's going to once again do a couple of shots. That is a crit for 3 damage and armor break. They block 1, take 2. Second shot's also hit for 2 damage and an armor break. And once again they block 1 and take 1. Drifters up next. They've got 2 vats for this round. They're going to take 2 shots into the officer. So, first shot. Block 1, take 1. Second shot. Also blocks 1. And for their final shot. They block 1 again. The skier's going to take 2 moves down the board. The responder's going to take a move and then a charge. And then our final asylum worker with the gun is going to take a couple of shots. That first one's a hit for 2 damage. And the damage is blocked. And shot number 2 is a miss. So over to round 3, our event card is Recruitment Beacon. Our sneaky survivor is going to roll for VATS first. They've got 1 for this round. So they're going to hit into the responder. That is a hit for 3 damage. Our second swipe with the chainsaw. That's also hit for all of the damage in the universe. So the responder is down for this round. And then they're going to take a move. The Scorched is going to charge and then do a swipe. No idea what he was swiping at because that was a big old miss. Our raid leader's up next. They're going to do a couple of hits. That first one is a hit for 2 damage. Second one's a miss with a quick action, so they're actually going to use that quick action to attempt another hit. That one connects, another 2 damage, so that's another of the Scorch down. The Asylum Worker's going to take a charge and then a swipe. And once again they swing wide. Our officer's up next, he's going to take a couple of shots. And that's 2 shots and 2 misses. And once again, the Asylum Worker with the gun's going to finish off the round. So that is a hit. Our raid leader manages to block one, but it's not enough, so that's the first of our survivors down. And then for the second shot, they're going to aim for the drifter. Aim's not so good that time, because that's a miss. So we're over to round 4. At the end of this round, if the officer isn't down, he's actually going to set off a nuke. So our other survivors are going to take some damage for that. So the event card for this round is Damp Air. So any blank green dice, that's going to be treated as a -1. So our drifter's going to go first. He's got 2 VATs for this round. So he's going to use those VATs to take 2 moves. And then he's going to take a couple of shots. That first one's a hit for 3 damage. Second one's also hit for 3 damage. So thankfully, that's him down for the count. The skier's going to charge into the drifter and attempt to swipe. And that's a miss. Our other survivor's going to roll for VATs. They've also got 2 VATs for this round. So they're going to attempt a couple of hits with the chainsaw. So that first one is a hit for 4 damage into the Scorched. And they're down. Second shot into the Asylum Worker. That's also a hit. And they're down as well. And they're going to move across the board to finish their activation. So our responder's going to charge into our sneaky survivor. That's actually a hit with 2 armor break, and they take 1 damage from that. And to finish off the round, our asylum worker is going to attempt to shoot into the sneaky survivor. That is a hit. We're going to have to see if they hit him or they hit the other Scorch that's there. They've managed to hit him. So that's 3 damage. And they take the damage. Second shot is also a hit. That one goes into the spawner this time. And they take the damage. So because the Scorched Officer was taken out last round, the rest of them aren't going to respawn, so we're going to try and mop up the board a little bit and probably end it at the end of this round. So our sneaky survivor's got 1 VATS. He's going to do a hit. That's a crit for 3 damage. They're down. He's going to do a charge into the skier. That's 5 damage, so they're down as well. Our asylum worker's going to try and do a couple of shots. And that's a couple of misses. So the Drifter's going to finish off the round. He's going to roll for VATS. He's got a single point, so he's going to attempt 3 shots into the asylum worker. That first one's a hit with an armor break. And he does 1 damage. Second shot's there's a miss. And the final shot is also a miss. So I'm just going to end it here because our survivors have got their spare parts that they needed and now they can head back to the vault. So thank you all very much for watching that battle report. I know I forgot a few things, the Scorch special ability so they can drag along another player when they move. I completely forgot about that, to be honest. I didn't notice it until I was editing. And I'm actually quite lucky that the officer didn't get his nuke off, because that would have been a lot of damage to all my survivors. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.